Yay! It's finally MakseLife review day. 2 days until launch. 2 days until October 20th when the 2023 MakseLife planners and accessories will be available on their site for everyone to purchase. So let's take a dive into what planners we have coming up. I have for review today for you the vertical flagship planner and the daily undated in sky blue. So let's take a look at those. I'm Creative Brit. I'm here on YouTube and also on Instagram. I love making planning fun for our community. So let's take a dive into how these 2023 MakseLife planners are going to help make planning fun for us this next year. So let's start out first with the flagship. The flagship planner by MakseLife is their original planner that they started with. It's weekly, it's on an O coil. So let's dive in and see what it looks like this year. There are some different options. The one that I got comes with this box. So each one has its own box also. And when you lift it up, look how beautiful that is. So here we go. I like this one. I got it because of the beautiful watercolor design, the quote, "There's a past version of yourself that is so proud of how far you've come." So as an Enneagram 1, I love this because we can, be perfectionists. So this is a good reminder of the progress that you've made. And here's the O coil. I personally prefer the regular coil than the O-rings, but this planner is so awesome that I love it and I still get it every year. I also like the color of the gold on here. So let's take it out and take a look. So all of the flagship planners always come with this elastic, and so does the daily, which you can see here. They come with the elastic, which I really like because if you put extra pages or anything in there, it's just easy to pop it on there. You can put a notebook on top and then hold it in that way also. So as you can see, this comes with the box that matches the inside lining here. And I believe that all of them do. So each of the unique boxes will match this inside liner, which is so pretty and so fun. Just the little details that the MakseLife team thinks of to make your planner extra special. So as usual, it comes with the intro page. There you go. And then the goal setting system. So what MakseLife is really known for is not just having a planner that you can fill out what you're doing, your to-do list, your schedule, anything like that, but really basing all of those things on goals. So I love how they really explain it for anyone, whether you've been goal setting for years or this is your first goal planner ever. They'll explain what it is, where their name came from, and how to really start setting up goals intentionally. So they've revamped this a little bit to just make it easier to read and kind of exciting. So you have your steps here that you'll go through. And then one of the ways that they really are intentional about starting is having you reflect on where you're at now. So they'll have their different areas, their 8 areas of goals that you can reflect on, think where are you going, where are you now, and how can you bridge that gap. So throughout the whole system here, throughout the whole planning, you'll see personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, spiritual/personal growth, financial and physical environment. So constantly thinking of those things. You can focus different weeks on one or on all of them. It's up to you how you're wanting to tackle those, but you can see here how you'll shade in where you want to be and then you'll circle where you want to end up. So it's a great way to remember too that you don't have to end up with all of them at 10s, like really reflecting and being honest with what's possible. And so here's an assessment that helps you really think of where you are and not just guessing on those, but being really reflective and honest with yourself to see where am I in each of these areas and how can I grow. And so these are great ideas and specific examples, like for health and wellness, I eat well and drink plenty of water, I get sufficient sleep, things like that really make it easy for anyone to get an accurate assessment and then pinpoint areas of growth. Here you have intentions, and my favorite thing always is the word here that they really encourage you to think of based off of where do you want to go, what do you want to do more of, less of, what are you going to let go? What are you going to embrace? What do you want more of in your life? What habits do you want? Then you can come up with your word of the year. So instead of just picking where you like, again, so much intentionality in this planner. Setting goals, tips on how to set those goals here, types of goals, annual, monthly, and weekly. So this is how I really like that the MakseLife system, the goals, the company overall, they really encourage you to think of your long-term vision. How do you break that up? And then what does that look like weekly and even daily? So here's a great way to brainstorm. Again, you have areas to consider. Annual goals. So breaking those up, What does it look like? How will my life improve? And then vision board, this one's always so fun. So I can show you all what my vision board has looked like in the past. And you can write words, you can draw pictures, you can glue pictures in there, which is what I like to do. Some people have designed on Canva and then printed that out and put it in here. So however you best express your vision and what that looks like and what will motivate you throughout the year to continue coming back and looking at this, that's what I encourage you to do. Goal setting tips, and then diving into the monthly goals. And look, the first quote is from Sierra, who's the founder, the owner of MakseLife. How awesome. So all of these months come with a little intentional challenge here. Trust yourself more, little steps make big things happen, progress, not perfection. So gets you started off right for the month. And then you have a clean month. I really like this, Sunday through Saturday, pretty typical. A quote here. Some people don't like quotes up here because they like to decorate. You can cover it with washi if you want, but I like the quotes. I think that they pick good quotes. They have the holidays in there for you, and then a little peek at the next one. And then diving in. So, okay, you have your month, you know what's scheduled, and then diving into what are the goals for January. So, and again, this is the planner coming up for 2023. So this is January to December here. Once you have your monthly goals, then we want to break it up into weekly goals. And each of the weekly actions pages has a page here where you can reflect on what has worked in the past, what didn't, what adjustments do you want. You can honestly use this page for whatever you want. But a lot of people, if you look on Instagram and just search the MakseLife hashtag, you can see some really great ways that people have used this. Some sticker shops sell stickers that specifically can help you have reflections, what worked, what didn't, adjustments, things like that. And then you'll break down your monthly goals from your annual goals and then your weekly goals from your monthly goals. So looking at based off what you want to do in January, what things do you want in each section here? And again, I usually will just do a couple because it's hard with kids and work, full-time and everything to think of things, multiple items for every single area of goals. So based off my monthly goals, I might focus the first week on personal and financial, and then the second week on family and health, or whatever it is. So don't feel like you have to have this as a full page. Use it for what works best for you, what encourages you, not what feels overwhelming. And that's the thing that I love about this. And really the MakseLife community, you see people doing all of those options from as little or as many goals. So lots of inspiration there and community. And then you'll turn into this weekly page. So I remember when I first saw this, I think I started using MakseLife 3 years ago. I was looking back in my planners right now to see what they were. So 3 years ago. And I really love, and you'll know this from other planners that I used to, really love the vertical layout. And I like that it's clean here. There aren't little boxes, the hours, you can set them how you want. So you can use it for to-do list, you can use it for your schedule, you can break it up and put your schedule and then your to-do list. You can do however you want. People will use this for journaling, but I really like having the little box up here that you can use either for weather or for special things happening that day, or whatever you want. You can use it for meals, whatever. And then down here, I've seen people use it for little goal wins, like a win that you had that day, or a memory, or meal planning, or whatever you need. And then you have your habit tracker here. So I really love how clean this looks. And it looks very similar to past years also. Not a lot of changes in this planner this year, which is good because it works and people love it. So again, you go into the next week and all of the months are similar. So you can see though that the color changes a little bit. New quote there for you. But then going in, you'll have your February goals, and then the reflection, the weekly action, the week, and then another weekly action in another week. So that's how it'll alternate. Weekly action week with the reflections in between. And then at the end of the months, you'll have the monthly reflections also. So a lot of reflections to be able to help you think about what's practical, what makes sense, what areas you need to focus on when making your next goals and going into the next month, and then your overall satisfaction. March, we've got a little green there for March. April, do it scared. I love that one. Sierra says that a lot. I like it. May, June, and I like that they have different types of, really intentional about the different holidays that they put on here. And observations, July, August, find your fire. That's a cool one going into the start of school years and Women's Equality Day. September, woohoo, September's my birthday, so I like that one. November, and December. One of the great things about this year also is that MakseLife is releasing markers, little highlighters that people can use for the different, they're releasing markers that you can use if you want to color code your week or your months to match these. So a lot of the time in the past, people would use highlighters from other companies that match close enough and they would color code. But now MakseLife is coming out with some very similar to that you can get to match exactly the colors that they have. They'll be labeled with the areas, and you can use that if you're a color coding person, you like highlighters and markers and color like I do. So here we go. And then at the end of December, you will see, ta-da, your monthly reflections. Oh, and after each quarter, you also have the quarterly compass. So you'll check in with how you're doing with those. So each quarter has that, and then you'll see at the end of the year, and you'll be able to compare to the beginning of your planner and see how you did, and then invest in your future self and start your new planner. So they have the years ahead, so you can mark things. I know especially going toward the end of the year, I have things oftentimes that are coming up next following year, and I want to put them in here, whether that's school dates or doctor's appointments or whatever. A few note pages back here, and then a pocket, which is always helpful. I know I'm putting things like receipts or notes or stamps, all sorts of things back here, Christmas cards. And then you have some stickers. So again, this is something that if you like the color coding, you can use these in there, and a pocket. So you can put a notebook, or again, like I'll probably put Christmas cards in here, envelopes, sticker kits, things that you want to use. And again, it matches with the box. So classy, so great. This coil I thought would be really hard to turn, but pretty much if you leave the back cover here and then just flip these this way in this direction, then you're totally fine. Here's the back, and then you can just close it. So that is the weekly flagship by MakseLife. And now let's dive into what the daily looks like. So the daily planner is similar to past years in that it has this leather, like faux leather cover. I really like this one. This is their sky cover. I actually like all 4 colors that they had. It was really hard for me to decide, but this one, I really like it in person. It's beautiful. It matches the colors that I use for pretty much everything, including my phone. So I am loving this. It's on coil, which is my favorite. And again, it has this elastic band here to keep it. It's also the only difference that I really saw in the daily systems is that this cover is a little bit thinner. So other than that, we have this inside cover, which matches great with the flagship, the weekly planner that I got from them. It has the same one on the inside. So again, I like those little details. And then you'll start here. I love getting their undated daily because sometimes on weekends I'm busy or I lose track or whatever, or things happen. And so having the undated daily is great because I feel like I'm using all of the pages. I'm not wasting anything. So going in, you'll see that MakseLife, as always, they're known for their goal setting system. So they have their goal pages here. Looks great. You keep your goals with you all the time. You start your life, your year, your month, whatever you're diving in with here, with your compass assessment. So seeing where you are with your goals, where do you want to get, doing that assessment of yourself to rate what does your life currently look like, and then you have a good idea of how to be intentional about going forward with the word for the year and really setting goals. So setting monthly goals, setting weekly goals from your annual assessment and your annual long-term goals and vision. So even in the daily, they have space for brainstorming, for the annual goals. You can set up your vision board here. So if you have a weekly and a daily, you can make it the same, you can make it different. It's up to you. Then turning into starting the month, you have similar to the weekly planner, it's just smaller. The difference in size here you can see is that this is a lot more portable. I'm always a fan of daily planning, and I'm always a fan of portability. So this is the one that I'll use the most. And so here, pay the month, again, not dated because you can use it however you want. If you're someone who prefers Monday through Sunday, that I tried that one time, it was a little confusing for me, but if you like that to match that, you can easily redate this and then you can number your calendar how you would like. We have monthly goals, weekly actions, and then diving in to something I really like is, even though this is a daily planner, they have the weekly page. So that is so awesome to get that weekly overview and then dive into the daily. So most people will use this for their hourly schedule this for their to-do list, focus, priorities here, and then habit trackers or memory planning or meal planning or whatever you want on the bottom here. And so then you'll get those 7 pages for the week of daily planning, and then you'll have your reflection and your weekly goals for the next week and go into there again. So it all looks the same there. And then you'll have at the end of the month, you'll have monthly reflections and then go into the next month. And so that's what that looks like. The monthly pages, here you go, repeat. So you have that again, monthly reflection, a quote, which I love, the monthly page. So in the Undated Daily, you get 3 months worth. So you get a quarter's worth of planning. You'll have your monthly reflection and then your quarterly assessment. So reflecting back on your original Compass assessment, what does that look like? Where are you? Where were you previously? Where are you now? And what does that look like going forward? So once you start your next 90 days planner, you can look at how you want to set those goals. So something I love here is they add these future plans. So you have that, even though you don't have all of the dates since it's undated, they give you space to be able to write it in and still make those notes of future appointments or important dates, birthdays, things like that. So here you have some note pages again, which is awesome. I always use lots of note pages in my daily planners. And then at the end of those, you have your pocket. So like the weekly Flagship planner, you also have a pocket here. And then these are hard to see, but they're clear labels with all of the months on them. So you can label these little tabs with the months that you want to use, which I love. And then you still have the stickers like you have in the weekly planner and a pocket. So again, putting sticker kits or envelopes or whatever, bills, whatever things you gotta do, you can put that in there. It has the beautiful color on the back too. And there you go. So let me know, which planner do you like? Are you more of a weekly person, more of a daily? What do you think about the covers? What are you thinking and how excited are you to get started on some 2023 goals?